The Gospel of the Lord. I do hope that you are moved, touched by that gospel. It's one of the most personal, tender, poignant gospels that we have. In this Easter time, we're trying to deepen our understanding of what Jesus did. He rose from the dead. And we have recorded about 12 apparitions that he made. And usually he wanted to eat with them. And as far as we know, he didn't appear to anybody who hadn't believed in him. And so now we see him at this juncture with Peter. We sort of see Peter as kind of a bumbling fella and a sinner. He had denied Jesus. I don't even know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. So our Lord isn't the kind who holds grudge. He had forgiven that long ago. But he saw in this bumbling fisherman who had hurt him deeply, he saw what Peter could be. And he wanted to be sure that he not only had talents to lead and even to lay down his life for Christ, but he wanted him to do it out of love. So that's really the distillation to me of who Christ is and what our faith is all about. And so I love that passage. One time I was in the Holy Land and I said Mass at that spot there, the Sea of Tiberias. There's a beautiful chapel and there's a place for us to say Mass. And then you read that where Peter and Jesus are together and Jesus says, "Do you love me?" And, did you ever ask another man, "Do you love me?" Well, he did, over and over. So I wrestled with how important this is to me anyway, and wanted it to be that important to you, and I wanted it not just to touch your mind and your faith, but your heart. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to listen to me play Jesus in this little dialogue. And I'm not going to say, "Peter, do you love me?" But your name goes in there first. Whether it's Bob or Mary or Laurie or George or whatever, So you play this with me, will you? It's not a game. It's a real personal moment between us and Jesus Christ, who simply begs for our love. Everybody wants to know, do you love me, Lord? And he said, well, I don't know how better I can tell you. But he wants our love, and that's the beauty of a personal life with Christ through faith. So I'm going to ask you 3 times, and you answer quietly, silently, as it were, in your own way from your heart. Do you love me? Do you really love me? Do you love me with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength? And Jesus believes in you, and I believe in you, and I believe at this moment that every one of you answered just the way our Lord would want you to answer. We don't know if we can lay down our lives for him, but at least we try to say, "Oh, we would. I love you that much." And then he says, "Now follow me. Don't go astray." And from day to day, we try to follow him, nobody else. And then he says, "My love is sufficient for you. Now go into the whole world and tell them how I love them and what's waiting for them. So believe and hope and love, and I will never, never, never leave you." So we are never alone. And again today, we resolve to follow Christ and to feed his sheep and his lambs in whatever way we can, with ourselves, with our possessions, of course, but with our own faith, to inspire others to enjoy the love of the Lord as he has first loved us.